So, well, I would be the bull for IT sector and Sharad is going to be the bear. And let me put forward my first argument, that's the bull case. And see, for a Indian IT company, the most important thing is the US markets. And if you look in the US market, the most important thing now is the interest rate cut. And after the recent economic data, people are expecting an interest rate cut in the September policy and also going ahead. So definitely this will actually increase the overall discretionary spending, and that will impact the overall Indian IT sector. So that's my first point, and that is the US market and the rate cuts.
Well, yes, Varun, that's a good point you have raised. But do remember, Indian IT companies and the global companies, there's a difference. The global companies are product-based. That's why they command a valuation premium in the markets. And no such premium is coming in for the Indian IT space, if you look at it. They are largely service-based. So this is, of course, you could say this entire year there has been an underperformance also in the IT stocks. It's just been 2 days of growth coming in the IT space.
But if you look at the management confidence, it comes from the Infosys buyback. On the 11th of September, Infosys has a board meeting. They are going to decide on the buyback, and it's after a long time that our IT company is coming with a buyback that eventually gives confidence among the investors that yes, there is a lot of strength still remaining in the overall IT space.
Well, yes, for shareholders it is good, but for the industry, not major investments coming in when it comes to R&D and AI, and that also gives a question in the industry. Also, there's a lack of names coming in when it comes to the AI or even the semiconductor race. We do not have actually a proper semiconductor setup, and neither we are having a full-fledged AI company. We are having some integrations, smaller ones.
But if you look at the overall commentary of several global giants and also the new clients, they are actually promising. Look at the commentary of Oracle Finance. After the commentary, the stock has shown a good jump. Also look at the commentary of United Health, which is one of the biggest client of Persistent System. Also, brokerage houses have upgraded the stock. So if you look at the global scenario, it is actually improving.
Well, yes, the mid-cap space is actually improving, Varun. That's a great point. But the divergence is very big. First, you look at the Nasdaq. This year itself, Nasdaq is up 13%. And the Nifty IT index, I'm looking for gains, and there aren't such gains. It's 14% down.
That actually shows you that the valuations are cheap, especially if you look at the major IT companies, Indian IT companies, the overall valuation after the recent fall have actually become lucrative, and this is the right time to buy the Indian IT companies.
Well, of course, the valuations have turned cheap, but the earnings have not been that strong, especially the hiring trends. That has been confusion for the last 2 odd quarters, and a lot of companies haven't even given their guidance yet.
The hiring trends are not strong. Also, the results were not that good. But yes, the companies are now diversifying. If you look at some of the good companies like TCS, they have recently got an order of around 550 million euros from the European countries. So yes, US might be a problem that has created problem in the overall earnings, but they are diversifying, and that would be a big tailwind for these companies.
Well, yes, but US is creating one more problem, Varun, and that is the Hire Act. Of course, it's put out in the Senate. And interestingly, the question mark comes is on outsourcing. They are focusing much more on local labor. Right. And India is an outsourcing theme also in the export space. So that's a point which I was to ponder
upon. But actually, that's a positive point for Indian companies, because if you look, the rupee is actually depreciating and Indian companies are actually exporting. So definitely they earn in dollars, and definitely this will impact the overall earnings of these companies, and it is expected that the margins from here are expected to rise also.
Well, yes, margins, there is a very good, strong tailwind coming in. But the revenue is something which I am concerned, because AI billings might be there, and that might concern the IT companies. The work which was done by, say, 10 people in a group can be done at 4 people now. So that might be an error as well. Okay. So there's a lot of confusion here. Short-term basis, of course, Varun is winning with his bull case scenarios. But long-term, should we be cautious for IT? That's a question which we are looking out for.
Oh, well, yes, absolutely, Sharad and Varun. Thanks.